Okay, Bob and I, you can't tell, but we're pulsing with excitement about the game on Sunday. We are definitely looking forward to this matchup between the Seahawks and the Patriots, and I'm hopeful that not just hopeful. I think the Seahawks are going to win. I went ahead and said on the air that I think the Patriots, their offensive numbers are kind of blown up a little because of one game with Buffalo. Yeah, they're good, but not as good. I think defensively the Seahawks are going to carry the day. I find myself agreeing with Peter King of Sports Illustrated, who wrote in his game prediction where he picked the Seahawks to win, that he thought the big thing in the game was going to be the fact of the speed, and that would be Bruce Irvin and Chris Clemens in particular, that the Seahawks have on defense and the pressure they can put on Tom Brady. And made me think of the game with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, where that was an unbelievable thing that we saw in the first half. And I don't know we'll see 8 sacks again, but I think Bruce Irvin, Chris Clemens, but Irvin in particular, they have the chance to have the big game. I'm expecting to see Tom Brady at least one time duck when no one's there, which he does when he can't read the defense, not because he's ever afraid, he's never that, but which is what he does sometimes if he can't read a defense. And I think they're going to be able to fool him a little bit, and I think the speed from the outside is going to be the difference.
I think the key matchup for me anyway is going to be Wes Welker, and I think Trufant is going to be a guy that's going to be tasked with that. If you're going to leave Sherman and Browner on the outside against Brandon Lloyd and Deion Branch, that's going to leave the middle open for a guy like Trufant. I think Welker's going to play the Danny Amendola role, but he's a little better at it. And we saw how the Rams adjusted to the game plan of the Seahawks. They went quick hitters. They got the ball out of Sam Bradford's hands immediately. So there's not even a chance for Clemens and Irvin to really have an impact. And I think the Patriots will do the same thing if they start getting penetration. If they're able to get to them, they're going to adjust by doing what they do best, and that's quick hitting slants to a guy like Wes Welker. I think he can have potential for a big game, but I think that's the one. If you stop him, slow him down, you've got a hobbled Hernandez. We don't know if he's going to play, not going to play, but if he does, how close to 100% is he? Gronk has dealt with his injuries, and you feel very good about your matchups on the outside with Browner and Sherman going up against Brandon Lloyd and Deion Branch. So for me, the wild card in that whole thing, and I know they've got a good run game, but we know how the Seahawks are against the run.
The best.
It's Wes Welker. That's the guy you've really got to focus on stopping.
And I think I agree with you. I think this is one of those games where Welker is going to catch double digits. I mean, I think that's going to be the one area where he's going to be the thing they can't necessarily stop. But I'm thinking about the pressure, and I think, speaking of the Legion of Boom, which I just decided to speak of, Gronk, who has not been great, 23 catches this year, has been hurt, and we heard from John Clayton earlier when he was on with us on Friday's show that Hernandez not going to be a factor. It doesn't look like
right.
The trip, but doesn't look like he's going to be a factor. Cam Chancellor hitting Gronk first quarter, second quarter, or something like that. I thought it had an impact when he got his licks in particular in Dallas on Jason Witten. Mm-hmm. I can see Gronkowski. I can see him in my mind's eye doing a cartwheel after taking a hit. I don't care if there's a flag. Those are the ones I don't care about. Defense can make up for them or not. But I think, establishing something like that early, establishing the Legion of Boom, being big, mean, and nasty, pulsing, Bob.
Can we get that pile to spill over into the sidelines and hit Bill Belichick, too?
Yeah, why not? He's a creep.